Thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Since bringing home my Apple Watch in October 2020 from the hospital where Apple Watches are born, I've been wearing it every single day. I've learned quite a few things about it, and I really want to share with you how this watch has helped me reduce my screen time, be more productive and healthy, and all of the things that you clicked on this video for. What I have right now is the Apple Watch SE 2nd generation 40mm in Starlight with a Cypress Sport Loop. I actually just got this one. I had the 1st generation for a long time, and then a few months ago I was charging my watch, and when I took it off the charger, the back of the watch stayed stuck to the charger. So I looked for advice online. I bought some latex glue to try to fix it myself, and it looked like I had fixed it. I was very proud of myself, but then the sleep tracking and the heart rate tracking never worked normally from there on out. So I actually ended up trading it in, and I got the SE again, but this time they've just come out with a 2nd generation, which honestly feels exactly the same to me, but it's the 2nd generation. I have the Wi-Fi only model, which means that it uses Wi-Fi and Bluetooth to stay connected to my phone. What I cannot do is I can't go outside without my phone and then use this to make phone calls or to check messages or do anything that requires internet. It's on its own. I've never had any need for the GPS cellular model because not only is it more expensive to begin with, you also have to pay your phone carrier, like usually I think around $10 a month to add the watch to your data plan. So it's really only something you should get if you really want to be out and about without your phone. But I think for most people, this is fine. I also did not need any of the extra features of the Series 9, and definitely not the Ultra, which is for people who go on like intense outdoor adventures, not me. So the price in the end, in my opinion, is quite good. This comes out to be $249, and I got that $90 for trading in the old one, and my parents got it for me for my birthday. So thank you, Mom and Dad. I am so happy with this. I know consumerism bad, but this color combination just makes me so happy. It's so pretty. So here's how I set up my watch as a productive student. Honestly, I keep it quite simple. I know some people set up automations and different focus modes to switch to different watch faces when they're doing different activities or at certain times of day. I just have my main watch face and an aesthetic watch face. On your main watch face, put the things that you know you're gonna use on a daily basis. So for me, the main thing that I see is my next calendar event. So as a student who's trying to fit a lot of things into my week, I basically have my calendar for the entire week planned out ahead of time. This is what we call time blocking or calendar blocking. If you're a student or honestly anyone, you should really watch this class on Skillshare that's called How to Organize Your Workflow by Ali Abdal. And in part 3 of that course, he explains how a calendar like guides your life, and it takes the pressure off your brain to constantly be thinking about what to do next. Because as a student, you already have way too many things to think about at any given moment. He honestly explains it much better than I think I could. He is the productivity guru after all. But the first 500 people to use my link will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare, so that you can go watch that class and learn basically everything you need to know about how to be productive. If you don't know yet, Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes. There are honestly so many that I have saved because they are so relevant to me as a student right now. There's ones on career stuff like content marketing and copywriting. That's sort of the direction I'm trying to go in. There's tips on how to do well in job interviews because I'm trying to get an internship. And there are so many classes on productivity, including learning paths. Learning paths are these curated sets of classes that build on top of one another so that when you take all of them, you have basically start to finish developed a new skill. So you can check out learning paths like this one called Supercharge Your Productivity with Notion. Ali has this really good class that I love that is called Productivity for Creators. Maybe you want to get into creating, maybe you want to be a student / YouTuber like yours truly. Whatever you want to learn, you can use that link in the description, take some classes, and let's get productive. Back to my main watch face. So in the middle, I have the next calendar event. In the top right, I have the date. And if you click on either of these, you will open up a more detailed view of your calendar. I have the weather in the top left, so it tells me the current temperature and the low and high for the day. Again, you can tap this little widget, by the way, it's called a complication. All of these are complications. You tap the complication and you can see the full weather app. I know other people download like other specialized weather apps, but honestly, the Apple one works just fine for me. In the bottom middle, I have my activity rings for the day. This is my gentler streak activity range, which I'll talk more about later, and juice watch to tell me the battery level of my phone. And then the other watch face that I have is this super cute animated Snoopy watch face. With the new Apple Watch update, you actually cannot just swipe between watch faces like I'm doing right now. If you want to be able to do that, there's just a thing that you have to turn on in the settings. So you go to settings, scroll down to clock, and then select this, swipe to switch watch face. I think this is way more convenient. Once you have your watch faces, take some time to go through the notification settings and fine-tune them. Do you want your watch to just simply mirror all of the notifications that your phone gets, or do you want to customize it in some way? So for me, for example, for the clock app, I had to turn off the push alerts from iPhone. Basically, when I set an alarm on my phone, it would also ring on my Apple Watch. And this was a problem because I sleep very deeply, and I found that being able to just tap my watch to turn it off made it way too easy to snooze. So there are a lot of menus to explore. I really suggest taking the time to go through all of them because you want to make this watch a tool that enhances your life, not something that distracts and gets in the way. Also, in the future, every time that you get a new notification on your watch that is just useless, like I didn't need to know that, take a few seconds to turn it off. This is the same strategy that I use with emails. Every time I get like a promotional email or an app notification from a store that I'm not interested in, I don't just swipe to delete it. I actually take the few extra seconds to go into my settings and turn off notifications from that app. If you swipe up, you will see, I think it's called the Smart Stack. It's basically a bunch of widgets for information that may or not be relevant to you at the time. I honestly don't use this feature much, but it's there. And if you press that button on the right side, you will open up the control center. The main thing I want to point out to you here is that I almost always have this theater mode turned on. That automatically turns on the silent mode, so it won't make any sound. And it also will not automatically wake when you raise your wrist like this. I just find that very distracting when I'm trying to work or I'm at school because I end up moving my wrist a lot, and so every time the screen lights up, it draws my attention to it. So with theater mode, when you feel the vibration from a notification arrive, you actually have to go ahead and tap the screen in order to display it. In next week's newsletter, which you can get for free by the way, I will be sending out like a little compilation of the Apple Watch or just general smartwatch tips and tricks that you guys share in the comments or send to me on Instagram. So if the idea of getting a little email from me every 2 weeks with some extra tips and advice that I don't share anywhere else sounds interesting to you, you can subscribe to that for free right here. As for charging, I'm not sure if the battery life improved because I just got a fresh watch with a fresh battery, or if it is an improvement of the second generation, or probably a combination of both. But the battery life lately has been really good. Basically, I take it off when I take my cold shower in the morning, I charge it, and then I put it back on after I'm done eating breakfast. And with that, I'm good for the entire day and the entire night because I also wear it when I'm sleeping. Somewhat counterintuitively, adding this device to my life has actually made me use my devices in general less. And this is actually something that I hear a lot about from Apple Watch owners, is that getting the watch made them use their phone less. So here's why that is. First of all, you can check a notification without getting distracted by the other apps that are on your phone. So it's really hard for me to pick up my phone and check a notification without clicking over to any other apps on my phone and completely forgetting what I was doing in the first place. When I check a notification on my watch, there is nothing else on here. There's nothing entertaining. This is so useful for when you're trying to get work done because you can set aside 2 hours on your calendar to do homework, but if you're checking your phone every few minutes, that 2 hours is pointless. So with your watch, you can put on Do Not Disturb. You can set your Pomodoro timer directly on the watch. You can use the watch to track your habits. You can even change the music that you're listening to as you're working. You can do all of that from here, and you can put your phone in another room and not touch it for those 2 hours. Another feature I love to use is I can ask Siri any question, again, without getting distracted by my phone. I usually use it for like Euro conversion, Celsius to Fahrenheit, or asking it to Shazam whatever song is playing. And finally, the Apple Watch really helps me keep my mind clear because I use it to remind me of stuff. When I'm working at my desk, I have a notepad next to me to write down anything that pops into my head. but when I am out and about and up and moving and I don't have any pen and paper and there's a poster for the movie Poor Things and I think, oh, I want to watch that. So I just say, Siri, remind me to add Poor Things to my watch list at 9 p.m. today. I just give it a general time for when I think that I'll be at home and at my computer, but I can also check the reminders app and just see everything that I've told Siri for the past few days. So that's productivity, very important to me with the watch, but maybe even more important are the health features. So that app that I mentioned before, it's called Gentler Streak. I really like it. I've been using the premium subscription for almost a year. Basically, it's a fitness tracker that prioritizes rest as much as activity. After some personal history of over-exercising and just having a tendency to do things too intensely, I really preferred this way of looking at it, where instead of trying to build a never-ending streak of consecutive workouts, you're trying to stay within a healthy activity range. So that means some days you push yourself, some days you go light, and some days you take rest days. All of that is important. Apple's built-in approach is more like fill your activity rings every day. Every single day, no excuses. It will literally send you a notification at like 11 p.m. and tell you to go on a 30-minute walk to finish your exercise ring. Also, the fact that the watch tracks your activity all day long reminds me of the importance of movement throughout the day. So when I'm cleaning, walking to the metro, getting my groceries, all of that adds up. I think it shifts your focus away from trying to do like big, intense, official workouts every day and just focusing on how much you walk and how much you stand up every day. I think that's more important in the end. And finally, sleep. I think this is really good for me because it sort of gamifies sleep and it makes me want to get more sleep. So like I will literally wake up on a Saturday morning after sleeping in and be like, yes, I got 9 hours tonight. This is how the Apple Watch works on me mentally. It motivates me, it makes me more moderate, and it encourages me to be gentler with myself. It might not affect you the same way. If seeing these numbers and having all of your activity quantified in this way makes you obsess over it, then it might not be good for you. Final section of the video, my favorite apps for Apple Watch. I'm gonna go quickly through this. I already mentioned that I love Gentler Streak for fitness tracking and Pillow app for sleep. I really like the Juice Watch app for seeing the battery level of my phone and also getting notifications when I need to charge either my watch or my phone. The built-in remote camera app is a lifesaver when I'm filming or taking photos of myself because it connects to your phone and it shows you on your watch screen what your iPhone camera is seeing. And this last one is not an app, but the Find My iPhone function that makes your iPhone do a ding 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 sound is a lifesaver. So let me know in the comments if you have a watch or you're thinking about getting one. Which model are you looking at? Which band are you thinking about getting? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like videos about habits and routines and productivity and all that stuff. And I'll see you next week. Bye!